Welcome to Beyond Tabletop. Today I'm going to go over the new campaign tool, kind of show you how to use it, and show you what it can do. So let's start, this is the dashboard. Start by creating a new campaign. So you can see here you land on the summary tab. Got a lot going on, but first of all you've got the map. So campaigns have an associated map which you can set by clicking on the gray square. Now you can see all of your maps that you have listed. I already have some maps set up, so I can just click any one of these. I don't know which of these is a real thing, but there you go. Now this is set. So the campaign has now a campaign map, and that's the name. It's actually called campaign map. It won't say it. It'll say the name of the map. So you can see here is under that is a list of players. Each player is going to be pulling in the player's Google icon and Google name, along with a button over here to link a sheet. So if you click that, it's very similar to the map where you can link any kind of sheet. So here I've got a sheet called Ranger. I'm going to go ahead and link that. So now you can see I can open either of these tools by clicking them. But first I want to jump to the Settings tab over here in the nickname. If you type in anything in here, it will replace the name that gets pulled in from Google. So if I just wanted to be BTT, I come back here and now BTT, and if I type, it shows in the chat as BTT instead of Beyond Tabletop. If I go and change this later and I say, let's just do one word, Beyond, you can see it updates in chat in real time and over here. Then the Add Player button. You can use that to share your campaign with all your players. So you click that, it will open the share dialog, and you can enter the name or email addresses of the other players in your party and get them all in, and they'll line up here in a list, and you can set each of their character sheets, and they can set them themselves too. One note is that because I created this sheet, the campaign tool considers me the GM, the Game Master, which means I have access to many more of these tabs over here on the left than players I invite would. So players only have access to the Summary tab and the Settings tab, and they have limited actions in what they can do. They can't set the campaign map, and they can't set other players' character sheets. That's a brief overview of the permissions differences between players and GMs. Let's go to the Adventure tab. These are pretty straightforward. This is an adventure log, so you can write, this is what happened last session. It has automatically adds the date for you of when you did it. And then if you'd like to make a brief summary, it's optional. You'll see the last log will be written up here at the top, and then the logs are listed, they're all public. So players can see whatever you write in the adventure logs here at the bottom. For quests, it's a little different. Let's say this quest is to kill 7 goblins. Pretty straightforward. The description is go into the forest and kill 7 goblins. The origin is the tavern keeper, and the reward is 10G. So now you can see I've got all this information here, but if I click the summary, there's still no quests listed until I click the Known tab. The Known tab will show it to players. So now players can only see the Summary tab, they can't click to the Adventure tab. So now they see this quest here, and they can operate on it by starting the quest, which you can see it says started with the date, and then once they're done you can click quest complete and it will disappear from here. Notice that they can see the origin, the title, the description, but they can't see the reward. That reward is private. So that's for your records, so you can keep track of what the reward should be for each quest. Over here on the Lists tab, you can create a new list. Lists are helpful for things like ideas or like names. Sometimes I keep track of names. In a short list, just names that I haven't used in a campaign yet that I want to attach to something if it comes up. Notes are for keeping track of your ideas or like story details or character arcs or something. You can basically use these for whatever you want, and you'll see these are very similar to the lists and notes that you find on character sheets. NPCs, this is a big new one, so let's call this guy Bill. Just Bill. Now Bill has all of these attributes here, and Bill will be completely unknown to the players until you click this known button. Then if you head back to the summary tab, you'll see, oh, there it is. Bill and all of his known stats will show up here. We haven't filled out these 3 things, so that's why nothing shows up. So appearance, normal. Occupation, baker. And mannerism is fine. Now if you go back to summary, all of that stuff appears here. And then if I decide to, if the players start talking to this person, they'll find out he has a talent for baking. And now you'll see that will show up here too. If you have more properties that you would like to add, you can add those here. For example, maybe pet. So he has a pet and it's a horse. And now if I want to check this checkbox, it'll be known. And we go over here and now that shows up there. Enemies are very similar, a little bit more detailed. So this can be a dragon. And you can see down here it pre-fills 2 attacks for you. Melee attack and ranged attack, along with damage and attack rolls. You can set these up however you want. You can add more attacks or delete them and only have 1. But then when you roll these, when you click this roll button, you'll see in the chat here, it actually will roll the attack from the dragon and display that to all players. So again, you can say whether these attacks are known. When you say it's known, then the details are known by the NPC or by the players as well. So if you go over to summary here, enemies, dragon, melee attack, boom, right there, all the information. So whatever your players know, you click the checkbox for, you can control that at a granular level. Again, custom fields if you need them for your enemies. Then we've got the audio cues. So audio cues can be used for setting the tone or playing a sound to all your players. You can use an uploaded MP3 or OGG file. If you upload it somewhere else, then paste the link in right here. Or you can paste the YouTube ID and play that. Then this number will dictate where in the song you want to start. So for YouTube, it's the number of seconds into the track, either the YouTube video or the file that you linked. And then once you click play, it will play for all the players. Keep in mind, players that have this setting checked, disable audio, will not hear the audio, but that's on a per player basis. So while we're here in settings, you can see GMs can set the campaign title. So we can just call this example campaign, and that will show up in our dashboard. Again, with the chat nickname, we already showed that off. And then this color here, you can click. I've got kind of this puke green color. So let's give us hot pink or something. Yeah, that stands out. So now you can see on the summary tab and in the chat, my color has changed. So you can kind of identify yourself more easily with that. Speaking of chat, let's talk about, we already showed off the typing. You can type, but you can also roll dice. So if you wanted to say roll d20, it will show that I've rolled the d20, my result, and then the natural result of the die. That's useful if you want to do you can also do a shorthand R, d8 plus 5, right? And then it shows I got an 11, which is a 6 on the die. So you can see how that works there. You can do this, you can roll 4d6 plus 10, and then it'll show you all the different dies you rolled and the total result. So that's the freehand dice rolling. And lastly, you can open up these tools, and the tools will be nested within your campaign. So I've got this character sheet open. If I click on the dice tab within the character sheet, I can click to roll the Masterwork Composite Longbow, and it will say that I rolled it in the campaign chat. If you go back to, you're in the campaign, but you can see here, everybody will be able to see the name of the weapon I rolled, and the result. So that's just a quick summary of the new Beyond Tabletop campaign. I hope it helped, and happy gaming.